Hello everybody and welcome back. This is that highly anticipated video or how-to of showing you guys how I made my paper mache pumpkins. Now these pumpkins are pretty much all over in the stores and Michael's and Hobby Lobby, and they could run like between $39.99 to $115, especially for a big one like this. But instead of spending $100, even with Hobby Lobby having their half off sale, even spending $59.99 for this, I'm going to show you how you can make this with supplies under $10. So stay tuned. Okay, so here we are, and this is everything that I use. So I already put together my pumpkin, and I got a bag. I went to Walmart and I got this bag of pancake mix. Yep, pancake mix. It's really inexpensive. I think I paid about $1.99 for this, because this is a no-name brand. You could get, no-name brand. You could get it out of a dollar store, whatever. Just get you some pancake mix. Don't go buying the expensive kind. Use the no-name kind, because this is what you're going to be using to put your paper onto your mold. Okay, I did a video on how to make these, so if you didn't see that video, you probably could tune into my YouTube page, and you'll be able to find this video where I show you exactly what it was I used to make this. But basically it's just a bag with some stuffing in it, and I used some tape to tape it around to make the shape of the pumpkin. And yeah, that's basically it. I do have some Elmer's glue, school glue, but this is optional. You don't necessarily need this. I just use this in the end to try to seal in, to seal in the paper, so it'll have a nice shine to it. Okay, so you can use this, mix this in with your pancake batter, but it is optional, so mind that. So now I just I don't measure anything. I'm awful with that, so I just eyeball it. So for my first application, I want that to be a kind of thin application, so I just got this bowl from the Dollar Tree, and I put a little water in it, and I put some of the pancake batter in, some of the powder in, and you see how runny that is? That's how I do my first layer, my first application. I'll dip pieces of paper. What I've done is I've shredded up some old newspapers, circulars and stuff like that. I shredded them, I tore them up, and I got them where, I could easily reach the pieces of paper. So that's what you're going to want to do. You want to take some old newspaper, or I know newspapers are almost extinct now, but you can still find some paper, regular paper will do. Old bills that you don't want, you don't want to put through the shredder. You could just tear them up and use them as the paper to go on your pumpkins. Old mail, is paper. So I just tear the papers into little pieces like this. So it'll be easy for me when I go to start dipping the papers into the pancake batter. Okay, so yeah, so I'm gonna position the camera a little bit better, and yeah, we're gonna start with our craft. Now this is a really messy craft, as you can see, because I did 2 before. So you see all of this is all over. I'm out on my back patio. So, but the good thing about it is it's pancake mix. You could just get a water hose and just, you know, spray it and it washes right away. Okay, so give me a couple minutes. I'm gonna prep up a little bit more and we'll be ready to get started. Okay, so I got everything that I need. I got my pumpkin, I got my mixture right here. I got all my papers, my newspapers and everything cut up right here. I got some plastic down to catch all the mess, and I'm going to show you how this is done. Well, how I do it. Okay. Pardon me. So I use one glove. I like to try to keep this hand dry, whereas so I could grab up my newspapers, my pieces of newspaper. And I use this hand to dip the paper into the flour mixture. And make sure you cover everything, because like I said, this is a messy craft, but you'll love the results. And then you just put your newspaper pieces onto your mold. That was nice earlier. Starting to rain now. So I can't put my paper machine in, so I'll put it in. right? Okay, everybody, so you're going to keep doing this until your mold is completely covered with the wet newspaper that you use with the pancake batter. Okay, so you're going to keep doing this and day after keep shaping it. I started until it starts to look like covering a pumpkin. The small pumpkin with the paper mache, and you see how it done got really hard. Okay, because I put it out here in the grass in the sun, or if you live in the city, you could put it out in like the sun or on your front lawn or something like that. Or just leave it in your basement somewhere where it's warm, or where it could dry. So these last couple nice days I'm putting this stuff outside so it could dry quicker. Okay, I should have did this during the heat wave but it was entirely too hot to be working outside. But they would have dried within like an hour during that heat wave a few weeks ago. But at any rate, this is what the top part of it looks like. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over, and I'm using this box to hold everything, to hold the pumpkin. So I'm going to cover this with some more paper mache, and I'm going to cover the top of this pumpkin because I did the top part of that. So this is dry. Top part of this pumpkin is dry. So now that that's dry, you can see how it looks like a pumpkin. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the bottom part, cover it with some paper mache. And all that is just pancake mix, some school glue, and some ripped up newspaper. All in the mix. You let it do what it do, and then you cover. This is the big one. I just put an extra coating of paper mache on the bottom part where it's going to be sitting on the ground, but the top part of my pumpkin is completely dry, and you could hear it. Feel how hard it is? Yeah. So once this part dries in the sun, by the end of the day, if it stays sunny like this, this should be dry by the end of the day. And by the weekend, this guy will be ready for my kids to paint him. You know what I mean? And these ones too, as well. So, because they're little ones. This one was the big one. That took about 2 newspapers. All the papers in that newspaper. This took about 2 newspapers to cover. So, I just figured I'd keep y'all posted on how this process is going. So that's the little one that I was working on that I showed you guys how to start. So what we're going to do, I'm going to cover the bottom, because you have to do it in parts. You have to do the top first, let that dry, and then turn it upside down. Have something hold it, like a box or a bowl or something. This box is going to hold that nice and good for me, just like that. And I could get more paper and just put over the top to cover up these pieces. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Yeah, so it don't have to be neat and all of that. Just get the paper mache in there, because it's gonna, you gotta form it into a shell, and the shell is already made. The top part of the pumpkin has already took its form, its shape. So this is the part that nobody's really gonna see, but you want it to be nice and firm. So when it sits on the ground or sits on your table or wherever you're gonna sit it, it'll sit flat. So yeah, so I'm just filling in the little areas that got little holes. And that's gonna dry, and it's gonna dry rock hard. Take some more paper. Sorry, I'm holding the phone in my hand while I'm doing this. I didn't have to bring my tripod out here with me. Why, I don't know, but yeah, so I'm gonna just take one big piece of paper and just try to spread that all out. And again, like I said, it can be a very messy craft, but once you do this, you'll have your pumpkins and they'll last for a long time. Then the only thing to make them last for years, you go to Lowe's or Home Depot and you get some polyacrylic, something like a polyurethane sealer, and you could spray them, and that polyurethane is clear, so it'll dry clear and it'll give it a nice hard top coat, and your pumpkins will last for years. for holidays to come. Yep, so that's how that's gonna go. And I'm done with this one because it's a small guy. I don't need a lot. So that one's done. So it's gonna sit out here in the sun and harden and dry. This one is doing great. It looks like it's almost dry as it is. See, I'm just re-wetting it with my hand, but oh yeah. Yeah, by sundown this will be good and ready, and the boys could paint it this weekend. So I'll be back with the next part of this. Okay, so we're back, and this is what the big one looks like. Now I'm gonna buff it down to smooth it out, but yeah, that's what the big one looks like. So I'm gonna continue on to let them dry. I got one more right there and the one that I just worked on. So it's a nasty day out here. It rained. So my backyard is wet, so I can't take none of them and put them over there to dry. So it's a nasty rainy day. So it'll be time for some indoor activities, some indoor crafts. So that's what we're gonna go in the house and do something indoors. So these guys, we're gonna give them time to dry and then we'll come back to them. Okay, so until the next video on these pumpkins, take care. Everybody take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you at the next craft. Bye. Okay, hello everybody, we're back. Okay, so this is the result of that pumpkin that I was making the other day that I was showing you guys. So it's still drying, but as you can see, it's still a little damp on the bottom, but I'll let this sit outside again overnight, again tonight and tomorrow, because the sun is going down now, so I can't put it out. Because normally I would put them over there, but the sun's getting ready to go down, so they're not going to benefit from that. But they're pretty much, hear that? Hear how hard that is? So all these little nicks like that, I'm going to get one of those sanders, and I'm going to sand that down. You can sand that down, and then it'd be really smooth. Okay, so this is the big one, the big guy. So yeah, see how hard that is? How hard? It's a big one. And this is the other one. So they're pretty much dry, just a little damp on the bottom, because I put the rest of the mache, the pancake mixture, on the bottom of these today. So this big guy is so heavy, because again, like I said, when they start drying, and once you put all the pancake mix it with the paper, it's going to get heavy. Your project is going to get heavy. So this pumpkin is pretty heavy, but I want to try to show you guys the bottom. So Let me put my phone down. Okay. Okay, so this is the bottom of it. And it's still drying. But it's, yeah, see how it's a little soft there. But once that dries overnight tonight, it'll be hard, just like the rest of it. So, to help with the drying, I'm just going to lay it down on a regular flat piece of computer paper. And, sorry about that, my finger hit the button, stopped the video. But the bottom is still a little soft, like I showed you. But once it dries, it'll be hard, just like the rest of the pumpkin. That's the sound you want to hear. If it sounds like, well, I should have hit it at the bottom, but if it sounds muffled, like that, then you know it's not dry. And then you could feel it, because it'll still feel a little damp. So yeah, so I figure by the weekend, the big one will be ready to be sanded down. I think I might start sanding the top part of him down tonight. Just a little, you know, smooth it down. Smooth some of the rough edges out. And by this weekend, the boys could paint these. Yeah. I'm going to go to the dollar store and get some aluminum foil, because I'm going to show you how to finish off the end. Well, how I want to finish off the ends of my pumpkins. So, yeah. And this is how I make my paper mache pumpkins. So stay tuned for the rest of the project. We're gonna sand them down, and we're gonna paint them orange. So that's gonna be fun. Okay, stay tuned. Okay, so it is day 3, and this is the big guy pumpkin. He's all good and hard. Okay, so remember I said I was gonna buff them out and you know, like shave them down, smoothing them out. So this is what I do. I get one of these from like the dollar store in the utilities department, where they have, where you could get spackle and all that stuff. Get one of these little blocks, sander, or any type of sander. If you got the paper sanders, it works fine, but I'm just using this for my purpose. And see how I started, and you just, you know, you see the areas where the edges are real jagged, like right here where the newspaper is. You could just take this and sand that area down. See what I'm saying? You sand that down as smooth as the paper can get. See, it's really smooth now. You can hardly even feel it. You can see it, but when I run my finger across it, you can't feel it. So when I let the kids paint these, they'll just be able to push the paintbrush right across that. You don't feel it. You could see it, but you can't feel it. So I'll do this on the whole pumpkin. Just, you know, sand down any crazy jagged ends. And you could do this as well if you attempt to make this. pumpkin. It just helps the paint go on much smoother. You don't have to do a whole lot. See that? Nice and smooth. So the kids will be able to paint this over the weekend. Now, you could use primer if you want on it first. Normally I do. I use a primer on all my projects, especially if I'm painting it. Because to me, a primer helps, you know, the paint goes on smoother. And yeah. Then you could put your regular paint on, whatever color it is that you're going to be using. And the top part right here, it fell over and it kind of cracked. So, see, that's what it'll do. This is, remember I told you if you drop it, or, you know, you have somebody, a kid, they can't sit on it, even though it's big. They can't sit on it because it'll crack. Just like how it cracked right here a little bit. But that's fine. It didn't all the way break. You see what I'm saying? And I was going to, I'm a hot glue some aluminum foil onto the tip. And I'll bring that process to y'all once we finish painting it. So the fact that this happened, that's okay. Because there's a little hot glue in there. Seal it back. If you want, you could stand it back up. If that happens to you when you make this, it's no big deal. I enjoy crafting. It's something that I do on the side to keep me relaxed. I love making stuff out of hardly nothing. And you were with me. I showed you from the very beginning what I made this out of. A paper bag, a trash bag full of scrap clothes for my sons that they, you know, they're old toddler clothes. Underneath all of this paper and this pancake batter, inside there is a bag full of toddler clothes and, you know, baby clothes. So this is a way that I'll always preserve, you know, the kids' clothes, and it'll be inside of a decoration every year. I'll sit it out, and pack it away, and hopefully this will stick around for years and years to come. And I'll let them know. I'll engrave it at the bottom or underneath the bottom and let them know what's inside it, and it could be like become an heirloom for them. They could keep it and say, oh, their mother made it and she stuffed our baby clothes inside of it. So it's almost like a time capsule. Technically that's what it is. It's like a time capsule with the boys, clothing that, when they were like toddlers, 1, 2 years old, 3 years old, like old pairs of jeans and t-shirts and socks and stuff like that. That's what's stuffed inside of that bag that I made this pumpkin out of. So you could always be creative with it, with your children's clothing or something that you want to save. And you could stuff it with what you want in it. And don't nobody have to know what's in it. Only you know. But they'll see it every year and thinking it's decoration when it could be, something else. Like, I'll have pride and joy telling people that, my son's baby clothes are the stuffing inside of this pumpkin. And, yeah. I sealed it with paper mache. Yeah, so I just came back to let y'all see how, it's gonna look. So I'll turn it upside down and file the bottom. And like I said, when it comes time, by tonight or tomorrow, I'm thinking tomorrow, because I have to go to Lowe's to get some polyurethane and polyacrylic. The boys, I'll record my sons painting this pumpkin. So this one and the other two that's out there on my lawn drying right there, I got them propped up on a box and the bottoms are drying, which they're already dry, but I'm gonna let them sit in the sun as long as the sun is beaming on them and make sure they're 100% dry. And then I'll file them down like how I'm doing this guy. And yeah, they'll be ready for paint and to be on the display, our fall display for decorating. Okay, so I hope y'all enjoyed this craft, and if you have any questions or other ideas to add to this, let me know in the comments. If you have any ideas of what I could have done better or things you would have done, what would you have done if you were making this? What would you have done differently? Let me know. And yeah, because that's what it's all about here. It's about sharing ideas and, bouncing ideas off of each other. So we could, decorate our homes during the fall and, whenever we want to, use these decorations and do it on a budget. This cost me nothing but a bag of pancake batter, newspaper, as you can see, and a garbage bag underneath with my baby's clothing in it. So all together, all the items that I used, and I had some school glue. I used some school glue. The school glue was $6 at Walmart. This was $1.99 because it's a no-name brand. And I got this from Walmart. And the rest was just circulars. And, so for under 20 bucks, I made this pumpkin. Now if you go in Michael's or oh my goodness, Hobby Lobby have one that's $109, and it's not even this big, and it's not even this sturdy. It's plastic. You know, this one is, you know, you hear that? Yeah. So, you know, let me know what you think. Alright, so I hope everybody's having a blessed day, and take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you guys in the next video where we be painting these. And this is the big guy, all filed down, all smoothed out and complete. Now he's ready for paint. I'm gonna buff these ones out. This is the little one that I did yesterday. Smooth him out, and I'm gonna do that one too. Okay, hi everybody. So we at Lowe's, right? And they got out all this Halloween stuff. Look at that. Lance, I got my shopping buddy with me today. He got his Pac-Man shirt on. You ready, ain't you, Lance? Ready?
Ready?
Push the button.
Go ahead, run away. I'll just catch up with you later in your nightmare.
Is that scary?
Scary.
Yeah. So you see they got all their little stuff up. Look how tall he is. Wow. Got all the Halloween decor out. I don't decorate for Halloween no more. I used to years ago when I ain't know no better. But it's cute. You know, if you into that. I don't knock nobody that does. I just don't do it anymore. I decorate for the harvest. So I got the pumpkins out, the triple tier big pumpkins. So let's see how much this is. Look at that, $100. $100 bones. It's cute. But we made our own pumpkins. So we're gonna see what else they have here. And I did pick up a few things. I'm thinking about this, because this is cute. And I like him. I'm gonna redo it over. But it's a stand that goes at the front door that says welcome. And I got a bale ahead. So we're gonna walk around in here and see what we could stir up. But I just wanted to show you guys quickly what's going on. This is at Lowe's, okay? So I'm sure Home Depot got their items out as well. So yeah, I'm a fan of Lowe's, but Home Depot is great as well. So you stop past either one, and they have Halloween and stuff for the harvest as well. Okay, so I'll be back in the next clip to show you what all we got from our day at Lowe's. Well, hello everybody. So, I'm here with my guy Isaac.
So aluminum foil that we're gonna use today.
Yeah, just something to get some aluminum foil. So here is the big pumpkin. Okay. Now, in the prior clip, I showed y'all a pumpkin that I was in Lowe's earlier today. That pumpkin wasn't even the size of this that I made, and it was $100. Well, we saw 3 pumpkins tripled up, and they were $100. So you'll come out better if you try to go somewhere and buy this. You're gonna spend at least $120 for it, you know. Whereas I just showed you in this series how to make paper mache pumpkins. So now my big guy Lance, he may make an appearance, but Lance likes to do his own thing. So if he wants to come out and help, he's welcome to come join us, but right now he seems like he's busy and doing his own thing. So we got Isaac, my baby, and he's going to paint the pumpkin, and I'm gonna show y'all a trick that I'm gonna do to the top part of the pumpkin, because remember, it had fell over outside the other day.
Fell over?
Yeah, that's how it got this little crack around the top. But not to worry, because remember I said I was going to fill that in with some hot glue. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'll fill it in. So I got my glue gun. It's hot. And I use the Gorilla Glue sticks. Okay? And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this aluminum foil. So let's get started. Okay? So what you can do, Isaac, is pour a puddle of whatever color paint you're going to use.
We're gonna use this color because it says, I don't know if you guys can see it, it says pumpkin orange pumpkin or something.
Yeah, pumpkin orange. And I got this out of Walmart.
Yeah.
And introduce those to them from the dollar store.
Yeah, these are from the dollar store. This is, we thought this was a red, but it's actually a really, really dark orange.
Almost like a burnt orange.
Yeah. So I'm gonna pour this.
And this is another orange. So you see the difference in the 2 colors. So I just picked them all up. You might have to take this top off and peel the inside. Meanwhile, I'm going to open my aluminum foil. Oops. Let me open it right. We might have to use this again for something else. And I got this aluminum foil from Dollar Tree. I try to use items that are the least expensive, because in today's economy, we're trying to save what little coins we can. Okay, so.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, that's nice.
Nice and smooth.
That color is really nice.
Yeah. Oh, it's just a plastic. Oh, look at that.
Take some of the aluminum foil. And it don't have to be neat. The aluminum foil don't have to be neat. What I'm gonna do is the aluminum foil. Take some hot glue. And this was some sealer that I sprayed in there, some rubber sealer, but don't do that. I used some of my husband's rubber sealer. You can, but it didn't make a difference to me because I decided to just seal it with hot glue.
It seems like we do everything with hot glue.
Yeah, this is the hot glue era.
Yeah, like.
So yeah, so on this part you see me hot gluing the top part of the stem where it broke off, well, where it broke or cracked rather when it fell. So I'm applying some hot glue. Now that black stuff that you see there, that was something I sprayed on. It was a rubber sealant. I found some my husband had out in the yard, but you don't have to spray something crazy like that on that. Just use your hot glue, and if you don't decide to put the aluminum foil on, that's fine and good as well. But yeah, I put on the hot glue, and I'm gonna put the aluminum foil on the top of the stem to create a whimsical look to the pumpkin. So if there's any other way you guys would have done this, drop it in the comments and let me know, because we're all about learning and doing, learning different techniques of how to, perfect our craft. So let me know what you would have done different, even with making the paper mache pumpkin. Would you have made it differently? Would you, because this is the only way I figured out how to do it. So if you have any comments, on how you would have made this project, let me know. To have a more exotic shape. And you could paint the aluminum foil and paint the pumpkin as well. So,
Speaking of paint, can you pass me the paintbrushes?
yep. Which one do you want?
I like this one.
Okay. And we're gonna start painting. All right. So I got two different color orange, well, three different color oranges here. Now don't paint this, just paint around.
Okay.
Right. So we're gonna see which one looks the best.
This one.
Y'all
is
tell us. Put it in the comments.
I think this is the best pink right here.
It's pumpkin orange.
Yeah, because it's like the little pumpkins over there that we have.
Oh yeah, from our pumpkin patch that we grew out front. We're gonna need lots of it. Yep, so you can see this is a fun craft to do with the kids, to get them in the spirit of fall. And save you some coins from having to go someplace buying $100 decorative pumpkins. And you can make your own. Now don't bother me that the pumpkin got little divots and stuff like that in it, because real pumpkins do.
Yeah.
They're not all the way smooth. Yeah, so we're gonna keep finishing. We're gonna keep on painting. And we'll see you in the next few minutes when we get a little bit more progress done with our paper mache pumpkin. Woo! Yeah. So Isaac's having a good time. I'm having a good time watching him have a good time. And it came out pretty good. I'm surprised at myself. I'm surprised.
As usual.
As usual. So we're gonna finish, and I'll be back in a few seconds.